Hello and welcome back. Let's master biology in easy ways. Let's learn things in easier ways. All right. So today I will be taking up the heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Heterotrophic nutrition. Heterotrophic nutrition is what I have already discussed the types. All right. Hetero means others. So when an organism depends on other organisms for its nutritional requirement, it is said to have heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Then we also talked about the various types of heterotrophic nutrition, which was the parasitic, the saprotrophic, and the holozoic mode of nutrition. Now, according to the NCERT, we have to discuss nutrition in two organisms, amoeba being the unicellular one and human beings being the multicellular ones. Right. Now, both of these organisms follow the holozoic mode of nutrition. So, we will talk about the holozoic nutrition. The mode of nutrition in which organism consumes solid food. All right, the solid food is consumed. The process of digestion takes place inside the body or inside the cell. Then it is called as the holozoic mode of nutrition. So let us quickly start with the holozoic mode of nutrition in case of amoeba. Amoeba, you know, is a unicellular organism. It is omnivorous in nature. Now, you have to keep in mind that when we say the word holozoic, the holozoic mode of nutrition will always be accomplished in 5 steps. The first step being ingestion. Ingestion means intake of food. Then second being digestion, the process in which complex food that the organism has consumed is converted into simpler forms, right? The third step is absorption. Absorption means the nutrients that have been obtained in simpler forms will now be needed to be absorbed and they are transported. All right. So that absorption is a part of nutrition. The fourth step is assimilation. And since the beginning, I have been focusing on utilization. And this is what is assimilation. So when the nutrients are utilized, it is assimilation of the nutrients. And last step is egestion, where removal of waste takes place. Now, this waste does not involve the nitrogenous waste. Now, you can correlate. I told you that I'll be talking about egestion or removal of solid waste in chapter nutrition. So, excretion is something different and egestion is something different. Egestion is removal of waste which is undigested, which is not digested by the body. So the undigested waste is removed by the process of egestion. So these are the 5 steps of nutrition: ingestion, digestion, absorption, assimilation, and egestion. And you have to keep in mind that amoeba will definitely follow these 5 steps for nutrition, and human beings will also follow these 5 steps. Yes, the complexity will increase because amoeba is a unicellular organism and human beings are multicellular organisms. All right. So let us quickly start with nutrition in amoeba. Let us imagine this is an amoeba, right? This is the nucleus, the cytoplasm. This amoeba, let us say it senses food here. This is the food particle. So what it is supposed to do? What is the first thing when you see the food you do? You have to eat it, food, all right? So this amoeba produces finger-like projections. These are finger-like structures, and this is again the food particle. And these two which have been given out, the finger-like structures, these are called as pseudopodia. So the finger-like projections are given out by the amoeba, and these finger-like projections are given in the direction of food so that the food gets surrounded. Slowly what happens, these finger-like projection increase their length and then they curve around the food, and the two ends of the finger join together. So this is how the step of ingestion completes. The two ends of the finger are going to join together, and the food particle, as you see, gets enclosed within a membrane, and this forms the food vacuole. All right. So in this food vacuole, the process of digestion is going to happen. The process of digestion is going to happen within this food vacuole. So the first step is ingestion, where the amoeba engulfs the food particles with the help of pseudopodia. Then it forms a food vacuole. The food is now present in the food vacuole, and the process of digestion will take place inside the food vacuole. The other organelles remains intact, that is the nucleus is there, and the cytoplasm and the other structures. So they remain as it is. Now the digestion is happening, all right? Digestion is conversion of complex organic matter into simple organic matter. So inside the food vacuole, this step is going to take place, which is the second step, that is digestion. That is, the complex food particle changes into the simple food particles. Now, the next step, here is the food vacuole, the food. All right, now I'll not draw the food. This is the digested part. This digested part, which is useful, is moving within the cell by the process of diffusion. So by diffusion, we say that absorption is happening. This is the third step. The nutrients are diffusing within the cell cytoplasm, all right, from the food vacuole. But the food vacuole will now be left with something, and these are the residues. These are the residues, that is the waste, the undigested waste. And this undigested waste in the vacuole only comes and attaches itself to the membrane, and then it is released off from the cell surface by the step of egestion. So first step was ingestion, second was digestion, third is absorption. Where's the fourth step? Assimilation. Assimilation means here the food particles will be utilized. So absorption and assimilation in case of unicellular organisms is written at the same step. So these two steps, and then the undigested waste is removed by the process of egestion. So my dear children, please keep in mind that these are the 5 steps of nutrition will happen in the same order: ingestion, digestion, absorption, assimilation, and finally is the egestion. All right. So let us move. This is all about nutrition in amoeba. Let us move to nutrition in human beings. So in case of human beings, there is a long hollow tube which runs from mouth to anus. All right. This runs from mouth to anus. And this long hollow tube which is running is known as alimentary canal. This is known as alimentary canal. So there are different organs, there are different parts of this alimentary canal where digestion of different substances or different nutrients take place, and we get the simplest form. So let us have a look one by one what alimentary canal comprises of. As I said, it runs from mouth to anus. So alimentary canal will definitely start from mouth because that is the site of ingestion. Mouth opens into the next structure, which is the buccal cavity. Buccal cavity leads into pharynx. Pharynx leads into the esophagus, which is the food pipe. Then we have stomach. And finally, what we have are intestines. All right. Now, mouth is a slit-like opening from where ingestion takes place. Buccal cavity has 3 structures. Buccal cavity has the teeth, the tongue, and the salivary gland. All right. And then when I talk about pharynx, pharynx is the common passage for air and water. That means this is a common word that you will also hear in the respiratory system. From there, the food is passed down into the food pipe, which is the esophagus. From esophagus, the food moves into stomach and finally intestines. Intestines, in case of animals, there are 2, which is the small intestine and the large intestine. We will look up into every part of it. All right, we'll talk about functions, what is happening in which part. So, small intestine has 3 parts. One is the duodenum. The second one is the jejunum. And the third one is the ileum. Similarly, large intestine has 3 parts, which is the cecum, colon, and the rectum. And finally, after the intestine is the anus. That is why we said that alimentary canal runs from mouth to anus. All right. So I hope you've understood what is the basic part of the alimentary canal. All right. Now let us quickly draw the alimentary canal and understand the parts one by one. Fine. So let's draw the human digestive system. It would be better if you draw it along with me because you will also have to draw it in your board exams and then you will have a practice of it. So, okay, let's start from here itself. Children, there are some technicalities that while drawing, if you pay attention, it will be good for you. I have drawn the easiest way I could, all right? And this is the small intestine. Please don't make it entangled. Try and make it wavy like this, because our intestines are packed like this only in the form of layers. All right. And then we have the pancreas here. I'll come back to the flowchart because we'll also talk about the accessory glands. Yes. Okay. So if I label this opening is called the mouth. All right. Then this space that you enter is the buccal cavity. All right. Then this leads into the food pipe, which is esophagus. Right? Then is the stomach. Then the accessory glands, which are the pancreas. This is the liver and the gallbladder. This C-shaped structure is the duodenum. That is the first part of the small intestine. Then the remaining jejunum and ileum. All right. The yellow one, this one that we've drawn, that means these are part of small intestine. This one is the large intestine, which opens out through an opening which is called as anus. So mouth to anus is the alimentary canal. The last part of the large intestine is called rectum. So these are different parts of the alimentary canal that you need to label when you are making it properly and perfectly. And please do not forget to tag your diagram. The figure is of the human digestive system. Do not ever forget to tag what you have drawn in reference to which question. All right. So this is the diagram. And yes, I was talking about the accessory glands. So I will mention these accessory glands here also. The accessory glands. One I have written here in the buccal cavity, which is the salivary gland. The second one is the liver and gallbladder. And the third one is the pancreas. All right. So this is the human alimentary canal, the layout, what parts are there, and then the system, what is the diagram. All right. Now let us have a look at each of the part one by one. Again, the process of nutrition in case of human beings will be completed in the 5 steps. Let's quickly revise those 5 steps and write their names. The first was ingestion. The second is digestion. The third is absorption. And fourth is assimilation. And the last one is egestion. So we will take up one by one all these steps along with the parts of the alimentary canal, what functions they are doing.